Our society is addicted to instant gratification. I've been a victim to it. I'm sure everybody has. Literally at the tip of our fingers, we can get instant gratification through many forms. Social media, our phones, vapes, you name it. There's so many different ways that we can get instant dopamine, and it's literally killing us. I don't know how else to put it. We have become literally just consumers stuck in this almost like mindless state of wanting instant dopamine, watching another episode when you should go to bed, or having another hit of your vape. Like, there's just so many stupid ways we are addicted to instant gratification. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. That's partially why I quit, things like vaping, gambling, things that were just not doing me any service. They were just actually a disservice to my autonomy as a human. And a big thing I want to paint the picture today in today's video is delayed gratification is worth it. I'm going to explain why delayed gratification is worth it in my eyes. Now, there may be a lot of things you want to create in your life. You might have some big, super big dreams where even the aspect of delayed gratification to maybe get to that dream is almost daunting. Like, to put in, the actions and not know if you'll ever get there. That's just part of life. You're not going to be guaranteed that you're going to make that one thing work. But the reality is, even if that thing doesn't work out, maybe the pursuit of creating an album and it flops, but all the effort and actions and repeated actions you put into creating that album, it helps you become a better producer, a better singer, a better songwriter, a better marketer. So the next time you create an album or the next time you take on some other project, you have much more experience behind you to make that next thing successful. Failures are a good thing. I don't think they're inherently bad. Like, you have to go through the trials and tribulations of living to become good at something, to become proficient, to become an expert. We all are at the start of any journey we go on. We're the fool. We are the beginner that doesn't know anything. We fall flat on our face. We are clumsy. We make a fool of ourselves. But you need to be humble as a beginner, in my opinion, and I feel like a lot of people kind of lack that. Unfortunately, this is kind of a side note. I think social media has created almost a bit of a narcissistic tendency among our society. We're all humans at the end of the day. I don't think it's very natural to see people having millions of likes. There's comparison everywhere. We can compare ourselves to someone better literally every waking moment. And the reality is, comparison is the thief of joy. I used to have that written on my mirror for like a year, and it transformed my life. Just one statement, because I realized comparing myself to others was just robbing me of joy. What I started to do was actually start comparing myself to who I was yesterday, who I was 6 months ago, who I was a year ago. And I started to see I was having tremendous growth, and it felt good. It's not a bad thing to compare yourself to others if you use it in the right way. I see people that are ahead of me that I really aspire to be like they inspire me. I don't want to be exactly them, but them showing me what's possible is inspiring to me. When you see someone who's done more than you, don't make yourself feel inferior. They're showing you what's possible, the possibility. I think it's awesome. Like, when you get into an abundant mindset, like, when I see my friends winning, when I see other people winning, I'm happy. Like, that just shows there's abundance everywhere. There's more than enough for everyone. When someone is showing you that they can become successful in some random niche, like, that's so cool. Like, I think that's amazing. It's magical. There's a problem with delayed gratification that people don't want to be disciplined and take action. It's a tough thing, trust me. I've been in my story of becoming a disciplined individual over the last several years, or maybe my whole life. At first, I shamed myself when I would not be perfect, and shaming yourself won't do you any good. We're humans. Some days we're not going to do it. Some days we'll need a rest. Some days we'll slip down a little bit. But then you pick yourself back up and you keep moving forward. Discipline is like an atomic response. Like it's an automatic response. Like you just do the action. I saw this TikTok video by this girl a couple weeks ago. She kept saying, detach from your dreams, attach to the routine. Detach from your dreams, attach to the routine. I wrote that down on my whiteboard because I realized I was dreaming too much. I don't know how the future things I'm creating will happen. I don't know when they will happen. I do have complete faith that they will happen, and potentially in a way better than I can really perceive right now. I surrender to the process of not knowing. I give that up honestly to God. For myself, I give that up to God. It's not up to me. It's literally not up to me. But that's okay. What I can focus on is my input, is my daily actions, what I'm doing moment by moment. That's what I can control. And when you realize you control your inputs, which will inevitably control your outputs, like it gets to the point where your success was just inevitable. It was bound to happen no matter what, because there was no plan B, there was no what ifs. You knew where you were going. It was always going to happen. It was always written in destiny that you were going to achieve it. For example, like I joined my father's insurance brokerage almost 4 years ago now. And after my bachelor's of business administration degree, I majored in financial services. When I joined his company, I knew I was going to help grow this company because saw he provided a great life for my family and I. It was an amazing opportunity for me to really reap the rewards of my father's efforts over 30 years where I wouldn't have to put in all that initial work. When I joined, it was a very small company. I wasn't making a lot of money. I did not have a plan B. I did not have a plan B. Slowly, the vision started to evolve that we would grow Canada's fastest growing group benefit brokerage in the country. And literally sometime next year, that will be a reality. After 4 years. It's been a tough 4 years. That has been a great sign, a great example of delayed gratification. It's been tough. It's been extremely tough, but I've stayed committed. I've stayed committed to my daily actions. I've not wavered in my commitment to the company. The reason why I've stayed committed in the darkest times, and I've not really talked about the darkest times at my company with really anyone. My father and I have sheltered all that because there's no point in complaining. There's literally no point in complaining. The reason I've not wavered through my commitment to the company, to grow it, because my mission at a core is not to become rich for myself. It's not to become wealthy for myself. I know I'll reap the rewards of my, success. I already am. What is most important to me is to provide an abundant life to my future family. It really is, to provide an abundant life to my partner, my wife, my future kids. I want to be able to spend more time with my kids, which I will be able to. So that's why I'm working really hard right now. I'm working so hard right now so that my future family, that we can spend more time together. We can enjoy life together more. At the start of this year, this first half of the year was pretty difficult at my company. My father and I faced a lot of dark times, super dark times where most people would give up. What kept me going during the tough times was that I knew we were going to retire my mom later in the year. We actually ended up retiring her a bit earlier, which felt great. She, has her own things happening in her life. I'll keep them private. But the reality is, to retire my mom, it was probably the best feeling I've felt in my life. It just feels really good that she's not stressed about working anymore and she can take care of the home and focus on her well-being. It feels amazing. It does feel amazing. And next year, I'll get to focus a bit more on myself and buy my own place and move out, and that'll feel great. But it felt a lot, you know, more important to retire my mom. And that's something bigger than me. It's something bigger than me the reality of retiring my mom, building an abundant life for my future family. That's bigger than me. It's not, oh, I want to become rich so I can buy a Rolex and buy a Lambo and flex. Like, that is such a selfish, you know, pursuit. You know, a lot of young men have. And I've been there where you want a bunch of money because you think, well, if I go on a bunch of vacations and I, you know, have all this money, like everything will just be easy. You know, when you have like selfish intentions, like I find, you know, you crash and burn. It's an empty feeling. Even when you're succeeding with selfish intentions, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I know I talked a lot about myself in this video, but I wanted to explain how it's been for me so that, you know, I'm not just talking about bullshit. Everything I talk about on this channel is stuff that I experience. I'm no expert. I just know what's worked for my life. And I know that if I share my story, what I've done, it will inspire others and you'll find your own path on your own journey because you're the hero in your journey, going through your own hero's journey. Your mission could very likely be very different than mine. Your dreams are very different than mine. Your destiny is very different than mine. It's very different than everyone else's. You don't need to have the idealized version of what a dream life is that you see on Instagram or TikTok. Like, your dream life could literally start now. And what does that even mean? What does that even mean that your dream life could be now? It'd be doing the things that your higher self would be doing to create the life that you are deserving of. It's what can you do right now that will put you in that energetic state where you are feeling all the things that you want in your dream life. You know, all the things that we want to achieve. The reason we want to achieve all those things is because of the feeling that we believe it will create, that we will feel. And the reality is we can start feeling that feeling right now. You can start pulling that feeling into the present moment. And when you start bringing that feeling into the present moment and you start being immersed in it, that's when eventually your physical reality catches up and then it's all just there. It all starts coming to you like a magnet. It starts coming to you like a magnet. And that's where it almost becomes effortless because it just comes to you because it's attracted to you. It's the same frequency. It's vibrating on the same frequency. It just snaps like a magnet. And that's where literally like time is not linear. I know I'm going a bit off track here, but time is not linear. You don't have to wait this crazy amount of time to start feeling what your higher self, your future self would feel when he or she achieves all those things. So you can start feeling that stuff right now. And that's where I mean that you can start living your dreams right now. You can start feeling those things right now. Anyways, I don't want to, you know, deviate too much from the topic of this video. I really appreciate your time and I really hope that you took like one really positive thing from this that, you know, you can ponder. I don't think that you should really take everything I say as truth. You know, find things that work for you, that resonate with you. Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a broken record that everyone on YouTube says, the whole like, follow, subscribe, you know, thing. But, you know, if you enjoy my content, drop a subscription, a subscribe, a follow. I'd really appreciate it because it will help me grow. And just to let you know, I didn't really feel like recording this video at the start of the day, but I'm staying committed. You know, it's delayed gratification. I only have over 100 plus followers, but that's over 100 humans that want to follow me on YouTube. So anyways, I hope you have a great day. Much love.